Instead of letting the Bengaluru police conduct investigations and gather evidence, here is what Ravindranath did. He walked into Auratkar's cabin and demanded he be arrested based on the victim's complaint. The commissioner declined, stating that this authority only lies with the investigating officer. Moreover, immediate arrests after registering an FIR are only conducted when the offence is cognizable or if they have enough evidence against the accused. Home Minister KJ George says that there will be no arrests until they have enough evidence to get an arrest warrant. Meanwhile, the state government has sought the intervention of the CID to ensure that the investigations are not clouded in further controversy. While many might state that the whole case is nothing more than a middle-aged man allegedly clicking obscene pictures of a young girl, some have stated that it is in fact a conspiracy to malign a senior KSRP officer. All in all, one can only hope that despite the high-profile nature the case has developed into, the victim gets justice. Vishnu Prasad with Kiran, News 9, Bengaluru.
They are two brothers who chose an entirely different line of work, but now their paths have crossed. Take a look as to who we are talking about.
Meet DV Suresh, a senior station master, Nandikuru railway station in Udupi Taluk. Do you know whose sibling Suresh is? Well, Suresh serves as a station master, but his brother is a railways minister. DV Sadananda Gowda, the railways minister, in the nearly sworn-in cabinet, is Suresh's elder brother. Suresh joined the railways in 1985 and has worked in many stations including Goa, Pune and Hubli as the assistant station master. Suresh has now completed 4 years of service as a senior station master in Nandikuru railway station. His brother's elevation has brought joy to him. He says that Sadananda Gowda has not changed a bit despite becoming a cabinet minister. Even when Sadananda Gowda was the MP from Udupi Chikmagaluru Lok Sabha constituency, he made sure to drop by at Suresh's house whenever he visited the constituency.
ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಎಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಗಾಡ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದವರು ಅವರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಗುರು ಅಂತ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದೆ. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂಥರ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ಈಗ ಪುನಃ. ಮುಂದೆ ಕೊಂಕಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಟೀಜಿಯಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್, ನಮಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದೊಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರಾಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಚಿವರಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣನವರು ಬಂದದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೂ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ, ಒಂದು ಥರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ.
Celebrations are in the air at Suresh's house. Members of Suresh's family are awaiting Sadananda Gowda's visit. Preparations are in full swing as he is expected to visit next week.
ಅದು ಈ ವೀಕಲ್ಲೇನೋ ತಾಯಿ ಅಮ್ಮನ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಊಟ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಂತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವರ ಅಣ್ಣ ಊರಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಅಣ್ಣ ಬರುವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬನ್ನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದರು ಬನ್ನಿ, ತಪ್ಪಿಸಬೇಡಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ರಜೆ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ, ತುಂಬ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Suresh has got the opportunity to work in the ministry headed by his own brother. But he says that the elevation of his brother as a railways minister will not change the way he functions. Arabilachi Yogaraj, News 9, Udupi.
The Bhagyalakshmi scheme ran into trouble, and that is when the government came up with a solution. But now that solution too has run into more trouble. Here is more.
All these people who have gathered here have one thing in common. They all have daughters. They have applied for grants under the Bhagyalakshmi scheme, but all of them are in a dilemma. They need to submit marriage certificate along with the application before receiving the grants. After having seen numerous irregularities, the government has now made it mandatory to submit the marriage certificate to benefit from this scheme. But now that seems to be spelling more trouble.
ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾಗ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಬಾಂಡ್ದು ಇದು ಬರ್ತ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊತಿದ್ರಿ, BPL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ದು ಬಿಲೋ BPL ತೊಗೊತಿದ್ರು. ಇವಾಗ ರೇಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ನು ಭಾಳ ತಿಪ್ಪಲಾಗ್ಯದ್ರಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೂ. ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಇದು ಮಕ್ಕಳದು ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಬೇಕಂತ ಕೇಳಕತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಮೊದಲು 10 ವರ್ಷ 15 ವರ್ಷ ಅದು ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಜನ ಹಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ, ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ಅಂದರೆ ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇದೊಂದು ಕಾನೂನು ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
As such, the scheme has run into trouble with people not receiving grant at the promised time, but now there is new trouble altogether. It is being alleged that the scheme initiated by the BJP government is being amended by the Congress government so that they could take the credit. Also, since a marriage certificate is compulsory, it is being alleged that middlemen at the sub-registrar office will now make merry. It is really appalling to see such a good scheme run into trouble. All the government had to do was to ensure the proper implementation of the scheme. But in an attempt to gain political mileage, they have caused innumerable hardships to parents. It now remains to be seen how the government plans to solve this issue. Sidhu Biradar for News9, Raichur.
Connectivity problems with broadband internet is nothing new. But imagine a place where you can download files faster than the average speed. Wondering where? Take a look.
If we ever think about sending settlers to the moon just like to Mars, one thing that would make life comfortable is the availability of internet connection. With NASA planning to launch Wi-Fi on the moon, a team of researchers from MIT have discovered a few facts that would make things easier to launch internet on the moon. Connectivity is quicker on the moon than Earth. Researchers got signal faster than most places on Earth. They also found that a broadband speed of just under 20 Mbps is now possible on the moon. Researchers devised a telescope that sends a two-way laser beam transmission from the Earth to the moon and vice versa. This system is called the Lunar Laser Communication Demonstration. This system helps researchers examine the speed that would be required to buffer a video or download a file on the moon. Download speed of 19.44 Mbps. The speed will vary depending upon the rotation of the moon around the Earth, as it is located at a distance of 2,84,633 kilometers away from our planet.
Communicating at high data rates from Earth to the moon with laser beams is challenging because of the 4 lakh kilometer distance spreading out the light beam. It is doubly difficult going through the atmosphere because the turbulence can bend light, causing rapid fading or dropouts of the signal at the receiver.
There may be uncertainty over the type of living conditions for settlers on the moon in the future. What is sure though is the availability of a speedy broadband connection. On that count, they could be better off than their fellow human beings on Earth. A News9 report.
You might not always have a driver, someone to drive you to your favorite place. But don't worry, because now you can actually don't need someone to drive your car. Take a look as to why we say that.
After mobile phones and glasses, it's a car. Yes, this is Google's latest offering. But this is no ordinary car. It's a car which does not need a driver. Yes, this cute-looking two-seater has been built by Google to help avoid accidents on highways. The car runs with just the push of a button. The car also has safety equipment like a seat belt. The car can travel at a top speed of 25 miles per hour or about 40 kilometers per hour. How does the car work? Unlike normal cars, this car does not have a brake, an accelerator or a steering wheel. The car has 2 buttons and a screen that displays the route. A scanner on top of the car uses 64 lasers to send out signals to automatically control the car. By connecting a smartphone to the car system, one can set the location and summon it to the user's pickup location. The car also features a GPS and a system to measure the acceleration, rotation and position of the car. A software installed in the system recognizes objects and people on the road. The software also enables the car to follow traffic rules. The front of the car almost looks like a smiley. It also features a foam bumper and flexible windshield. Google unveiled a prototype of the car for test drive in the UK. Well, with this car, maybe all you need to do is say ready, steady, go. A News9 report.